Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another tutorial. This is how I do my eyebrows now. I'll take a spoolie first. I'm brushing through them. I just want to get these nice and cleaned up before I actually start my brows. I don't do this every day, probably about once a week. I will trim them. So I brush them straight up, take some cuticle scissors. Doesn't have to be cuticle scissors, they're just nice and small. And I'll cut right along the top of the brows to get them all the same length. It just helps everything look a lot cleaner once you do fill them in. Not a necessary step, I just prefer the way that it looks. So I'll do the same thing on the other side, brush them on up, look nice and caterpillary, and trim them down. And brush right through again. As you can see, I don't have much brows. They're pretty sparse, so I have to fill them in. So I'll take an angled pencil brush and take this NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder. It's in black and gray. I've had it a long time, and as you can tell, I use the black. It's not really a black, it's a little bit more muted. Everything looks darker on camera than it actually is in real life. So I'll take some of that onto my brush and then just draw a line along the bottom of the front half of my brow to my arch. And like I said, my brows are pretty sparse. You may not feel the need to fill in your brows. Not everybody needs to, but I prefer the way that it looks when I do. And I don't like how I look without it. So I'll just take that up to my arch and look nice and angry for a little while. Do that on the other side. And there we go. Yeah. Looking good. Alright, then I'll take that from the top of my brow, starting a little bit ways back from the front. You'll see why in a minute. I'll take that to my arch. It doesn't look like I have any hair there, but I do. It's just out of focus. Sorry. I'll take that right to my arch, and then I'll draw a tail out. Just kind of a straight line, a little bit of a tapered line, but I like the thin eyebrow tail shape better. So and I'll just kind of perfect that a little bit more. I work in little strokes just because it feels more like a sketch. I don't know, it helps me get them straighter. A lot of people will draw like actual individual hairs. It's not something that I do. I'll take that to the other side of my brow as well, or my other brow, and kind of make it match up. They don't have to look identical, they just have to look similar. There we go, basic brow shape. It's coming together. And then I'll fill in starting from where I started on the top. So I'll just fill that in. I fill it in pretty densely. I prefer a more dramatic brow, but if you don't, do whatever works for you. And again, they look a lot darker on camera than they look in real life. If you want to see what they look like in real life, check out my Instagram. It's Kelly Lugosi's Dead, and they look a lot better than they do on this camera. I don't know what was up with it that day, but yeah, so just fill that in nice and dark and black. I really like making facial expressions. I will be very, very, very wrinkly one day. Oh, hey, you can see my dogs in the background. That's my bed back there. And they're just getting comfortable. So fill that in, and then I'll take whatever's left and drag it up through the front hairs of my eyebrow. And then I'll turn the brush onto its side and kind of draw little hairs almost. They don't really look like hairs, but it just looks, I like it to look a little softer and fuzzier at the front. It looks more like a real brow. I used to square off the front of my brows. If you look back through my old Instagram pictures, my old Tumblr pictures, I squared the front, and that's not a horrible look, but this is just what I prefer. I'm constantly trying new things with makeup, and this is what I like now. So there we go. Almost done. I kind of clean up the top a little bit because sometimes the fuzzy bit can go way, way up onto my forehead, and that does not look good. Good enough. Alright, just do the same thing on the other side. The other side, for some reason, never looks as good as the first side that I did, but it works. And then I'll take a brow pencil. This is by Rimmel. Just whatever brow pencil you have. It's black brown. It has a little brush on the cap. I kind of like that. Just make sure your pencil's very sharp. I'll take it and draw some little hairs at the front. That'll define them a little more and look a little more realistic. So I just draw them straight up. And then I'll drag it through the rest of my brow. And it just helps define everything and also kind of seals the powder in place so that it stays all day. I don't, work outside sweating my head off or anything, but I do work in an office and I obviously make a lot of facial expressions and my makeup stays put pretty much all day. So this is an important step and it's not one that I ever skip. I don't ever just leave the powder. And I'll take that through the tail and it defines it more, and I'll kind of extend the tail a little bit. Oh, yeah, my camera overheated, but here we go. Here's the other eyebrow. There we go. Drawing those little hairs and filling in the rest of the brow. Then I'll take the little brush on the cap sometimes if I need to kind of soften the front. Sometimes it can get a little harsh, but there we go. They're not as great as they can look, but they're getting there. This is not a step I always do, but if I want it to look a little bit cleaner, I'll take my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and draw under my brow, especially on the natural brow bone highlight. And then I'll take a lip brush and blend that out. There it is. There's my lip brush. And there, yeah, it goes on my lips. Still getting used to this, guys, so sometimes I do stupid stuff. But yeah, then I'll just take it and blend it out, and it kind of cleans up the edges and just defines the brow a little bit more. Like I said, this is not a step that I always do. If I want a softer look, I don't usually do this. But if you want really fleeky brows, then I do suggest this step. I'll take whatever's left on the brush and take it through the top and the front of the brows just to clean up all the edges. So there you go. There's my eyebrows. Like I said, I'm still getting used to this technique. This is not how I've always done them, but I hope you found this helpful. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye, guys.